1, 2, 3. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna have a podcast here with our guest for the day, Timothy. We're gonna be talking about whatever comes to your mind, and also if you have any, if anything speaks out to you, please comment below and let me know how you like it. Okay, so is this on?
I don't know. I can't really hear you. I know it connected.
It usually it did? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I know it connected.
So we're good. Hi. Okay, so we were talking about how basically life is about creating habits and creating like the world that you want. And by, habits are pretty much like life, part of like little micro lifestyle decisions that we do. Like, going, like working out, for example. That's part of your life that it's gonna help you to like have a longer life, right? But you make that decision. You make the decision to be healthy, to take every day and like try your best to like commit to that. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I feel like you should definitely get in a habit of something. If it's not even working out, like I think it's healthy to keep a habit of doing something that applies to you and just you, like your niche,
mm-hmm.
something that I don't know, helps you get through the day, or something that you always have to go back to when a hard time comes, or something of that nature. But it just helps. It's a stress reliever in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, for example, like for you, running is like that stress reliever.
Yeah,
so like
for
you're
sure.
very into fitness.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like it doesn't have to be specifically that, but it has to be something that it does like speak out to you, and like you in somewhat you have a reason why you're doing it. Because it's like, what was the reason why you kind of do running? Like,
I mean, it
doesn't have a specific reason, but it's like,
yeah, and it wasn't always like a joy of mine, to be completely honest with you. It was like, it was something that like over time I always knew that it was like kind of like that elephant in the room, or something that like I didn't like to do. So I eventually over time just kept pushing for it, kept running, and like I got better and better at it, and I started to see results from it, and I was like, man, I really am starting to like this. And then once I did it more and more, after I started to like it, it started to become a habit. And maybe a habit for you maybe necessarily may not be something that off the rip you like doing.
yeah.
But it over time you start to develop like an attachment to that thing, so it just becomes something that you do like to do,
Yeah.
and you associate with,
I mean, you did a half marathon, so and then you like train. How many
Yeah.
miles did you do, like almost every day?
Yeah, like about 8 to 9. Like I like, once again, like people always get it confused like that. Like they always see the end result. They don't see like what it took to get there.
Yeah.
That took days
Very
and
important.
days of preparation. Like it took me, I had to do for 5 days straight. I had to do 5 miles a day, 6 miles a day, somewhere around in there. And then the next week I bumped it up to 7-8 miles a day, and I was running that daily. And then after that I bumped it up to 10 miles a day, and then I bumped it up to 11 to 12, and then finally I was able to do the 13. But if I wouldn't have took all that time in preparation for those past weeks, it just would have been torture when it came day to go
Yeah.
run the half marathon. And no big deal. It's my first one. I finished in the time I wanted, and I don't want to like brag about it in the slightest, because it's it's only my first embarkment on the half marathon in general. So there's still a lot more research, a lot more time I need to take with it. But I had fun. That was all it was about. Just have fun.
I mean, you did something that you wanted to do for yourself, because how you
Yeah.
said like your friends were looking like, why are you doing this?
Right.
Like,
A lot of people do.
Yeah, and it's like, but it was like something that you like I'm going to do this for myself. I don't
Right.
care with anything. And that's like, I think that's the most important thing, because that was like kind of your reason why, because like I'm doing this because I want to, no matter,
Right.
because I remember you were like, your ankle was hurting too, right? And this man was training, like he was like, I'm still gonna go, like I'm gonna, like nothing is gonna stop me, basically. Like this man got sick and everything, but because he cares so much, he has such a stronger reason why, that was kind of it. But yeah, I think that took a lot of determination, discipline, which I applaud you for. I was telling him that I might start, running 1 mile, maybe. Well, look,
A little 0.5.
Look, I've been doing it. I've been doing like half a mile,
There you
honestly,
go.
before my workout. So I've been working on that, but eventually I want to get to like 5 miles, but it takes time, you know. Like this man been running for a long time, so it's easy for him. And I used to run, but I'm kind of like cricket. What's it called? Like rusty.
Rusty, yeah.
I'm rusty right now,
A little
so
rusty.
yeah. So I'm trying to get back into that. But yeah, I think, you know, anything that you do it because you want to, because you have a good reason why, you know. That's what kind of leads to. Because I mean, also remember that because you said you want to run a marathon, right?
Yeah,
like,
I definitely want to do a full.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it also that's kind of like a mini goal for that, you know. Like you sometimes we have the big goal, which is like the marathon, and then, you know, he's like, to get to the marathon he has to run the half marathon, and to get to that half marathon he has to run all those, you know, miles daily. So it's all about taking little steps, you know. Like right now, like, you know, how long did it took you to train for this?
I mean, shoot, I've always run, but to this extent, you know, and this intensity every day, you know, like probably a month and a half. And once again, I should have put the disclaimer in at the beginning, because that's all off preference. Because if you're thinking about going out and running a half marathon or a full marathon, do it to your preference. Like everybody has their pace, everybody has their training, you know, level that they can take themselves to. So if you are planning on doing something like that, just make sure that you're being careful, because you know,
you can hurt yourself.
Yeah, like, and I'm not gonna say like I messed my ankle up from running that much, but I definitely, you know, it enhanced some problems that I was having with it already, you know. So just be careful and
know your body.
Yeah, and be safe.
And know yourself to a level like where you can push. You know, you can push your body a lot stronger than your mind sometimes. Like you're able to like push that extra mile, but your mind is like, no, this is it. Like we're stopping right here. But you have to like we got this, you know. But don't like we got this type of thing, you know. Like just kind of like know how much you can push your body. You know how much you can push that limit. So, you know, because I mean, at the same time, it's like if you injure yourself trying to like show off, or like, you know, push yourself too much, and you're gonna end up like backtracking yourself, you know, like taking back steps, and then you're back again to like zero, you know. So
there's nothing worse in the world than having to go back to square one.
Yeah, oh man, especially doing that. But yeah, what else you want to talk about?
I mean, that's up to you. Whatever. I mean,
whatever you want to talk.
What
do you want to talk about?
No.
We were talking about the sky. How I love this. I love watching the sunrise and the sunset, because I feel like the universe is like, the world is just like majestic. Like that's just like, I think that one of the best words for me to describe it. Because think about it. It's like this whole, we literally going around the sun. Like the sun is like one of the most powerful energy or like things that matters in the world. Like if it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't be here. Like everything goes back to the sun. Like if there's no, you know, if we don't have light, then we'll be too cold. Like it's like, I think it's just so crazy, you know. And like I think that's why like I feel that it's so beautiful to see something so big and like powerful, you know, just pass by, basically. You know, it's just passing by. It's like, hey, bye, you know, see you tomorrow. So I don't know, I think it's so crazy, because I don't know, in the sky, I feel like the sky is just like such a like crazy thing. Like sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes they have the storms. Like, you know, like I don't know, like maybe I'm just like, I don't know, it sounds weird, but it's like I think that the Earth is just like such a like amazing, you know, planet.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Like I mean, we're one of a kind. Like all the other planets, they don't have, you know, life like we do. You know, I mean that we know. Yeah, we know. But the things that you see here, it's like I don't think you could. I mean, you can't never see it somewhere else. It's like one of a kind. Like, you know, like the way that the tree grows is gonna be here. Like you're not gonna like, you know, we might move to a different planet, but it's you're never gonna have a tree like that, you know, or like a flower that has that type of color, or you know, that smells like this. It's like such a little things that you're like, how is this possible, you know? I don't know. I think that's why I care so much about the planet, because it's like it's such a like crazy thing, you know. It's like, this is our home. Like we really need to take care of it, and like little things that we do affect us so much. And it's like, how is it that we're so little and we have so much impact on such a big house?
Right.
I don't know. It's just crazy. What's the one thing that kind of like you feel like, wow, like that's just beautiful.
I think like it's fascinating. Like the Earth is fascinating in general, but I don't know. I always like the beach. Like I always thought the beach was like really like, I don't know. It's just like it's such a vast thing. Like like almost 70 or 65% of the Earth is covered in water. It's like mind-boggling to me that like certain parts of it are frozen, certain parts of it are hot, certain parts of it are cold, like, and then the levels of the ocean, like it's just as bizarre as space, and the facets of it, how many like there's so many things that we haven't discovered as like a human race in the ocean,
and it's so deep.
It's so deep and fascinating, so
that's true.
I always thought that was kind of cool, and like just lakes and stuff like that, I always thought they were just weird, like,
because it's like they have life out there. They have like their whole like civilization basically. Like all the fishes and like sea, like just like aquatic life. It's just like so crazy because it's like plants, like just the regular plants, and there's fishes, and like the thing about it, I feel like it's so funny. Like if a fish comes back out, it's like it can't breathe. But if we go back in, like we can't breathe. I don't know. I think it's so funny because it's like two different worlds, basically, in a way. Like that's like the one that we can live, and that's the one that they can live. And it's just like crazy how like even animals that can survive on the water, like because if we were on the water basically, or like we get like what's it called when we get like look old basically.
Pruny.
Yeah, pruny. And like that's so funny to me to think like the water has that impact on us too, like, and like our lungs can fill up with water and that's it for us, we can drown, and for them it's like I don't know, that's also crazy to think like how like the aquatic life and like this life, I don't know what is this called, like the earth, the terra, I think it's like something with T, the rock life.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, but it's like something like that. But I don't know. I think it is quite fascinating to think about that. Yeah, because it's like that's a whole. Yeah, that's funny. And now I'm like picturing like a whole like fishes, like you have like the schools of fishes or what they call it? Yeah, so just like stay together, and like they just like have like places where the corals where they live, and they have their their eggs. And it's like that's like buildings for them, that's like their homes, and they just swim around without having a destination. They don't have anything to really worry about but like not getting killed, like this is basically like surviving down there. But it's like they just like, we're gonna come swimming but we gotta be careful, but that's it, that's what they do. I think it's so funny. But yeah, you want to talk about anything else? Or you think you're good?
I think we're good.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's good for this one.
Yeah, let's make it
What was
short.
that, like 10 minutes?
13 minutes.
13 minutes? That's pretty good, I mean.
Yeah.
A little good combo.
Yeah, we had like a conversation earlier. That's why I was like, wait a minute, we need to record this. But yeah, next time we will like continue and talk about something else, But yeah, thank you for being in the podcast. Yeah, I am so glad, guys. Today's a beautiful day. I'm so like I don't know. I'm so happy. I am so happy and glad to be here, and just to be able to enjoy and experience this kind of stuff. Like if I show you guys, look at how pretty this looks. Like this is a vibe.